Hi, anybody here yet? Doesn't look like it. I'm here before you. Let's see who's the first one in. Nobody yet so far. All alone am I, ever since your goodbye. All alone with just the beat of my heart. Hi, Denise. Hi, Esther. Hands still strapped up. Hi, Trudy. Hi, S, whoever S is. S wants to remain anonymous. Yeah. No, the hand's still recovering. I can't. I've tried taking off the strap, but I can't do anything. Oh, it's Sue. Hi, Sue. Yeah, tried taking it off, but I can't do anything. I decided today I would try to finish off. If you remember the crochet cardigan I was making with all the many colours before I had my operation, I had to put it down because I couldn't crochet. Decided today I would finish it off. I've run out of one ball of navy blue. Do I have any 4-ply navy blue? No. So it just cost me £6.50 for one ball of wool plus the postage. I could have made it up and ordered more yarn to make up the postage, but I thought, no. Just bite the bullet and pay the postage. So I did, yeah. So I've gone back to knitting. I was hoping to have finished that cardigan off this weekend, but obviously I'm at the power of Royal Mail now, which could be end of the week, yeah. Hi, Helen. Hand is still strapped up. It's still very sore, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be. It gets cramp. If I do anything, if I try to grip anything, it gets cramp. So, I suppose maybe I'm too impatient. Yeah, Royal Mail is very slow, so maybe my ball of wool will arrive by next weekend. Maybe I'll be able to show you the cardigan next weekend. And my camera is broken. I thought at first it was just because it wouldn't charge up. So I sent for a new charging lead and yeah, it charged up. So then I took some photographs and they won't upload. It just says your file is corrupt. I've got another camera which looks identical, but it's like gibberish compared with my other phone. My other camera, sorry. It looks as though it should be the same. Do I still see Sue? No, because she's in Scotland. I speak to her all the time. In fact, I spoke to her yesterday. But I don't see her in person, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I've got to try to fathom out this new camera because obviously, unless I can get the old camera sorted as to why it won't upload, it is a shame, I know, why I don't see her. I do miss her like mad, but I can't exactly just pop up to Scotland on a whim, can I? Don't have any transport, and I don't think my scooter would get that far. I will get there one day. I'm sure I will. I keep saying, this year I'm going to go. This year I'm going to go. I said that last year and I said that the year before, and I've still not got there. Still, one day I will get to see her. One day. Yeah, so I'm still like a bit peed off about my camera. Oh, as I say, my son bought me one last Christmas. Not this Christmas, last Christmas. And it looks as though it should be identical to the one I've been using. But if I take a photograph and I try to upload it, it just vanishes onto my computer into the ether somewhere. And I don't know where it goes. I can't find them. So there was no point me making a video when I can't do it. I can do live videos, but I don't want to do a live video when I'm talking to you because when I do one and I say it's not a live video, just ignore me. 25 people go, "Hi, Jan," and I'm like, I want it to be like my usual kind of monologue. I don't want it to be alive. I don't want people saying, "Hi, how are you? How are you doing?" and that. I just want to make a normal video where it's me just chatting. I can apparently do one on Google, but I haven't fathomed out how to transfer it from Google Camera to my computer. Again, it's probably dead simple for anybody who's computer minded. Yeah, the flower, yeah. You can just about see it, can't you? Yeah. So I'm hoping to get some help with my camera. Otherwise, it'll be very quiet and there won't be any videos from me until I sort something out. My phone is not an iPhone. It's not a fancy phone. It's just an ordinary Android, basic, bog standard phone that maybe does videos, but I still don't know how I transfer the videos onto my computer. It's a bee, isn't it, when you're not computer minded? No, my son can't help me. He knows less about it than I do. Yeah, still, it'll get sorted eventually, I suppose. But for the moment, no photos, no videos, no nothing. Oh, dear. So I'm just doing my knitting now at the moment. I've got to do about another 20 rows on this back and then I can cast it off. We got no Nathan yet. No Nathan, no anybody. Hi, Crosslit So. Hello there. I was beginning to think there was only Sue in. Usually Nathan says hello, doesn't he? It's usually a toss-up who comes on first, Nathan or Chris, yeah. Hi, Munchkin. I'm doing my knitting. I've done the two fronts and I'm on the back. And then I've got 2 sleeves to do. Then I've got all the bands and whatever to do. You think when you've done the back and the 2 fronts and the sleeve, you've done, haven't you? But you've got to pick up all the bands and then you've got to do the neck band. And you sort of sigh a relief, don't you? Hi, Denise. Oh, hi, Munchkin. Sorry, I didn't see you. I did not see you. Yeah, that's why I haven't made any videos because I seen her. Because if I try to make a video on here, it's a live one. And when I'm trying to do and show you something and talk to you, I kind of don't want people going, "Hi, hello, how are you?" Because I keep saying it's not alive. Don't talk to me. But no, I can't do it. Everybody wants to talk to me. And I can't do 2 and 3 live videos in 1 week. It's just too much. Too much stress and strain. 1 live video a week is me. That's me lot. So until I can fathom out how to work this new camera, well, it's not new. It's new because I've never used it, but it's like 12 months old, but it's new. And I can't fathom it out. It looks identical to my old camera, but it isn't. Yeah, thumbs up, everybody. I just wish it was. I mean, when I saw it, I thought, oh, great, it's just like the old one. No. And when they give you a booklet, it's like that. 3/4 of it isn't in English. And I'm not much good at reading manuals. I'm very much somebody that has to be shown something. It's so like when I got the other camera at first, Kelly used to come round and Kelly sorted it out for me. And she showed me exactly what to do, and I've been as happy as anything with it all these years. But of course, it stopped charging up. So I thought all I have to do is buy a new lead, which I did. Bought the new lead, charged it all up, took some photographs, wouldn't upload. No, I don't think Kelly makes any more videos anymore. And of course, I've moved away now, so I don't see Kelly at all. I don't think she's made a video in about 2 or 3 years now. If she has, I haven't seen it. She doesn't do Facebook. She doesn't do anything. So I guess she's busy. I guess she's busy doing other things. Oh gosh, I've got a knot. Don't you just hate it when you get a knot? How can yarn that is so coming off the ball so easily? Yeah, she's probably busy with the children. Yeah. Hi, Chris. Well, they're growing up now. I don't know how old they are now. They're getting older now. I think the eldest one will be getting ready to go to senior school now. I did try and keep in touch with her when I first moved, but it was very difficult because she was working and different things, yeah. So sadly, I gave up, yeah. You're making a summer duster, yeah. I'm making a cardigan if I ever get this knot out of my wool. Oh, there it is. It was flowing quite freely out the ball, and then it went into a thing. Right, I've got my little roll counter. Knots are the bane. Yarn bath is the bane of anybody's life. Knots are the next one. I hate unexpected knots. You know, you're knitting away quite merrily, and this titchy little knot that looks like a midgie, you know, a little fly appears. And you think, because you see a big knot, don't you? And you think, well, I'll work my way around that. I'll leave it at the end or something. But when you get one of those titchy little knots, yeah. Oh, hi, Lulu. You working on supper with your sister? All right, okay. We shall let you lurk. Oh, thank you, Lulu. As long as you remember to put your thumb up before you leave, Lou. I've got 31 people and there are only 17 thumbs up, yeah. Yeah, my yarn baller thing doesn't like 100-gram balls for some strange reason. Yes, I know I could buy one that does. But it gets to about 75 yards and then it starts going all potty, you know, like all over the place and making a weird ball. It obviously is a 50-gram ball winder and not a 100-gram ball winder. And I hate it when it starts going all potty. Then it winds around the bottom, doesn't it? Oh, makes a right mess. And then you're trying to unravel it round the, you know, those little teeth thing at the bottom. And I've got a decent one. I haven't bought one of those from that firm, you know, that Chinese firm. I just won't give them my custom. If anybody else asks me to join, you know, so-called friends or acquaintances send me these little things saying, come and join me. And I can get so many this, that, and the others. And I'm like, no. If I wanted to go and order, I would order. I don't want you mithering me. I've just ordered from Wool Warehouse, but one ball. It's just cost me £4 for the postage for one ball, but I'm not ordering any more. I don't want any more wool. I have a habit of ordering more just so I can get the postage, but I thought, no, be firm. You only want the one ball, so it's just to finish off my cardigan. I want one ball. I thought I had another ball, but I haven't. And it's not something you can get just anywhere because it's merino, yeah. So I had to go on the Wool Warehouse site and order it from there. I mean, I'm knitting it along with other colours. So So it's not like I'm crocheting for. Hey, baby. Oh, you're all right, baby. You just come in when you feel like it. You know, it's not compulsory. I don't have a register and tick off who hasn't come in. Come on, thumbs up, people. 32 people in and only 17 thumbs up. I only want thumbs up. Doesn't cost you any money. I don't want any money. All I want is a thumbs up. So have pity on me. Give me a thumbs up. Other people want money. Other people want things. Other people want you to do things. I don't. I just say thumbs in the air, girls and boys. It doesn't cost a lot to be civil, does it? I always do a thumbs up. Whenever I go on anybody's video, unless I absolutely loathe it, I always do a thumbs up because it does help. It really does help. Doesn't help with money, doesn't help with anything, but it helps to raise a profile. In other words, when you raise your profile, more people see you, which is what the aim is with YouTube, isn't it? Hi there, Connie. How are you? We all want to be seen more. Oh, thank you, baby. Yeah. Yeah. As I was explaining, there's been no videos because my camera's kaput. So I'm hoping that somebody might show me how to use the new one. Because you know me, I'm thick as that. With anything to do with computers, cameras, anything. It doesn't go in. I don't have the brain. My hand is still very sore. It shouldn't be. It's sore. I shouldn't be wearing this all the time. I should be using it, but it's so sore. I can't knit, can't crochet, can't do anything unless I'm wearing this. So I'm practically wearing it all the time, and I shouldn't be. I have to wear it in bed because otherwise I clench my fist and then I wake up and it's like, no. Don't ask me why I clench my fists in my sleep, but I obviously do. So I have to wear this because it's got a metal support goes down the centre of it. Can you see? Metal support. So it stops me from bending my wrist in an untoward position. And I definitely can't bend it backwards. Oh, that does hurt. And even holding anything, like a cup or a plate, it hurts like anything. I am managing to knit, but very slowly. And I am managing to crochet again, very slowly. But at least I'm managing to do it, yeah. You've had to repair someone's jeans. I'm presuming you mean jeans, yeah. Yeah, I'm disappointed with my hand because my other one was so successful, my other operation, that I just thought that this would be exactly the same, and it's not. But it was a lot worse than it was the first time. The first one, after about 2 or 3 weeks, I hardly knew I'd had it done. It was so... And I never had any of the cramp. I never had anything. Yeah, I get cramp. It goes into like a spasm as well. I never had that with the other hand. I suppose I was fairly lucky, really. But this one was more like a keyhole incision, and I think he's gone in small but deep, yeah. Oh, your hand trouble, yeah. Hands. We need hands, don't we? Every now and again, this lady pops up on my Instagram and she's only got one arm and one leg. And yet she crochets the most fantastic things. And I'm thinking, stop being sorry for yourself, Jan. At least you've got two hands and you've got two legs, Neither of them work pretty 100%, but at least you've got them, yeah. So how the heck she manages to crochet with one hand, I don't know. But she does. She crochets the most fantastic things. I don't know if you've ever seen. I can't remember her name. She's not English or British or anything. She's not even American, I think. I think she's up from another country. Don't know who, where, when, and I've got a yarn bar. Oh, I've got another yarn bath. Oh, I can't use circular needles. I'm a complete and utter failure with circular needles. Utter failure. I cannot knit free. I have tried to knit free. Can't do it. I'm just set in my ways, let's face it. When you get to my age, you tend to stay with what you know, don't you? I'm not in the market for learning new things, although I want to try. I have done a bit of Tunisian crochet in the past, but I never progressed really past the basic stitch. I would like to learn a bit more, although you know me, I don't make blankets, but I would like to learn a bit more. But making blankets is not my thing at all. I made baby blankets and I made a couple of small kiddie blankets, but I thought of making one for a double bed or something. Fills me with absolute horror. Right, I think I've got rid of my yarn bath now. I don't know why. I've never learned with circular needles, so I can't swap over. Even when I did a yoke on a sweater, I used to do it on 5 needles. I never knitted on circular. I did try, but I couldn't. I just can't. I know there's no sewing up, and I do it with crochet. I crochet all the way round in the round, but knitting, no. I prefer 2 pieces and side seams. Don't ask me why. I'm old-fashioned, I know. I don't move with the times, I know. I've done Fair Owl yokes on a set of 4 needles, yeah? Or, as they call it these days, colour work. It used to be called Fair Owl in my day. You know, when you did all the fancy patterns on the yoke and that, yeah. And doing anything top-down never seems to work for me unless it's crocheting. Because I never get the size right. And if it's knitting, I never get where you break for the armholes. I never get that in the right place. It's either too long in the armhole and it's like, you've got back wings, or it's too short and it's throttling you, you know. I do prefer, you know, to knit mine in pieces and sew it together. Yeah, I know it's a fag, but it's kind of the traditional way that I've always used and I've always been. And don't forget, I used to be a machine knitter, and you can't knit things in the round on a machine. Well, you could if you got the circular bit going, but I never fathomed that out either. I told you, I'm not mechanically minded. I only do what I know. I'm old-fashioned, set in my ways. I am the dodo when it comes to anything technological. You know, anybody else would get a camera, wouldn't they, be able to work it off? I've had this camera, what, more than 12 months, 18 months, and still can't work it. I've tried looking at the book, and it's all gobbledygook to me. It's teeny weeny writing. They try. I mean, it's a book that's that thick, but 9/10 of it is not in English, yeah. And the writing is titchy-witchy. So, you know, you have to get your binoculars out to actually read the flipping thing. Every time I stop doing anything, my knitting falls on the floor. I must have sloping knees. Oh, I keep praying I haven't lost my stitches when I come to pick it up again. Oh, I have, but only a couple. Oh. I've got a slidey skirt on. It's like silky material. So every time I put anything on mini, it just goes straight on the floor. So the fire's raging away there at the moment, so I'm getting a bit hot. Oh, thank you, Munchkin. It actually needs doing. I've got grey bits, but it's falling out hand over fist, losing hair. A bit like Sheila. Sheila's losing hair, I'm losing mine. think it's because we're of a certain generation, you know. Our flowing locks have flowed away. Yeah. Hi Nathan, how are you? I was trying to finish my crochet, Nathan, and I ran out of one ball. It's costing me about £7 something just to get one ball from Wool Warehouse. £4 something for the postage. Oh, £3 something for the ball of wool. Never mind. At least I'll be able to finish my cardigan, won't I? It's that one I was crocheting before I went in for my operation. I've got about half a sleeve to finish now. Dyson. Well, I don't think I've even got half a sleeve. I think I've got about a third of a sleeve because I'm working downwards, yeah. But I've run out, so. And I haven't got anything that I can use because it's 4-ply merino and I don't have any. Not in navy blue anyway. Yeah, I thought I had it. In fact, I thought I had another ball, to be quite honest with you, Nathan. I've scoured everywhere and looked everywhere, but I don't. I could have sworn I had another ball. But obviously not. I've looked in all the obvious places. I've looked in all my bags and everywhere like that, but no. I went in the bag, you know, to find the other ball of wool, and I thought, I haven't got one. So annoying when you think you've got one, though, and it's not there. So maddening. Because you're happily ploughing away there, thinking, yeah, the last ball will finish it. And it's not there. And I can't actually get the one I've had before. But because I'm using it along with the other colours, if the navy's not quite the same colour, it won't be too noticeable. So we shall see. I always manage to fathom my way around it, but with this one, I can't fudge this one. No, it's merino, and I don't normally knit with merino. It was just that I had some and I was using it up, and obviously I don't have enough. Yeah. Now my shed's full of all kinds of wonderful delights, but no merino. It's not my normal kind of thing, yeah, is merino. It's usually a bit too expensive, to be quite truthful. Gosh, it's warm in here. The fire's warm. I'm looking rather pink, aren't I? It'll fade. Well, the fire will fade, yeah. I normally order at least one too many Denise. You're right there. That's how come I was making those hats. I made all those hats, took them down because they're supposed to be filling shoe boxes for who knows where, I don't know. Takes them all down, a big bag. She goes, oh, I don't know where I'm going to put them. She said, my cupboard's full. I said, well, I'm not taking them home. I said, somebody else can take them home. Anyway, one of the other girls, well, women, I call them girls. They're all about my age. She said she'd take them home and she would give them to the lady who was collecting them for the shoebox appeal. I mean, blooming heck, I'm trying to get rid of things out of my shed. I don't want to keep... I lugged them all the way down on my scooter, which wasn't easy. A new project. No, this is me cardigan I've started. And the one I was trying to finish off was one I started before I had my hand operation. But because I couldn't crochet, I had to leave it. But today I thought, oh, I'll reach it out. I'll finish it. I've only got 2 halves of sleeves to do. Get it done over the weekend. Then I ran out of flipping wool. So now I can't finish it over the weekend. I'll have to wait. Might be next weekend, maybe I'll finish it off, yeah. So I went back to my knitting. This is chunky, so it shouldn't take long. I've done the 2 fronts. Don't ask me why the pattern started with 2 fronts, but it did. I thought there might be some legitimate reason why you started with 2 fronts, but apparently not. Because the back's just a straight piece and it says work to match the front. So why I had to work the fronts first, I don't know. But I thought, do as you're told. Don't often do as I'm told with the pattern. You know me. I usually go, nah, do it my way. But I thought, no, do as you're told, Jan, do it to the pattern. So my hand is still hurting. It's still strapped up. It should be healed up by now. I'm sure it should. Maybe I'm a wimp. Maybe it's not been a success. I'm not quite sure which. But as long as I can knit, sort of, and crochet, sort of, then I'm happy, because I was so miserable when I was sat there doing nothing. There's only so many books you can read, and there's absolutely nothing on the telly. And the 3 things that I was watching with avidness are all finished. And I've got new things on the telly that I'm not particularly interested in. I mean, I like Midsummer Murders, that's finished. I liked Death in Paradise, that's finished. I like Beyond Paradise, that's finished. There was one new Midsummer Murder, and then they pulled it off and put something else on. I was watching Whitstable Pearl, and that's finished. And what they've put on, I'm just not particularly interested in. And I don't have Netflix or out like that, and I don't have satellite. So I'm lumbered with other things. I've been watching Murder Calls, but I think I've watched nearly all of them now. I've got about 2 or 3 left to watch, and then that'll be done. And I'll be like, what do I watch now? And every time I see Agatha Christie or something, I think, I've watched it at least twice before. There's no good, nice things anymore. There's the Bletchley Circle coming on, which I've watched before, but it's on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I won't be in because I go to knit club. So that's one I could watch, but I can't because I won't be in. So, and I can't do it on catch up because it's not on BBC. I don't know where it is. Maybe I can catch it on one of the others. I don't know. I finish up watching the strangest things on YouTube, you know. You know, when you start off watching something and it recommends you something else, and you go down complete rabbit holes, don't you? And you start watching things like My Tiny House, don't you? When you've no intentions of getting a tiny house. You know, or thrifting in the USA, which you can't buy because they're in the USA. I mean, even charity shopping in the UK is bad enough because there aren't any good charity shops near where I am. So charity shopping is out. So I don't know. Did I tell you Princess Anne came to Fleetwood? God knows why. I think she's a patron of the RNLI. I think she came to do something to do with that. It wasn't publicised. Nobody knew she was coming. She came and went before anybody knew. So I just saw it online after she'd been and gone, you know. Mind you, we'd have been scootering up the seafront. I mean, her Land Rover or whatever it was that she came in, Range Rover or something, would have mowed us over, wouldn't it? Would have been beep, 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 get out of the way, beep, beep. So she came up the seafront, which nobody's allowed to do, only authorised vehicles. You're as bad as me, Munchkin, metal detecting and magnet fishing. I watch things like Draining the Ocean, you know, and Draining Canals. I finish up going down rabbit holes watching that. And you're thinking, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? You put crochet in your search bars, you know, for YouTube, and it brings up all these sweet little things from about 3 years ago. It never brings you anything recent. You know, it doesn't give you the latest first or something. where you might find somebody more interesting that you like. No, it brings you some sweet little thing from 3 years ago, making a boob tube, And you're like, really, I have designed this. No, you haven't. There's 6 million other people who designed it before you, yeah. I watched the Hoof GP where he's scraping bloody cow's hooves, and I'm like, why am I watching this? Why am I watching him scraping cow's hooves? I started watching it because he lives near Sue. And I thought, oh, well, might show me some countryside, but no, it doesn't. And I used to watch the foxes afloat, when they were on that narrowboat on the canal. But they've got a farm now in Scotland, which they're not quite as interesting anymore as they used to be when they were going up and down the canals. Now they're stationary, you know what I mean? It's just all about the bees and the hens and stuff like that. I used to love it when they were on the canals. Colin, one of them, he used to be so knowledgeable, when they went past old mills or old places and castles and that. He was so knowledgeable, and he'd tell you all about them and who they were and what they were. And it's not quite the same now. They're on this croft thing in Scotland. They're just talking about the bees and the hens and stuff. It's not quite as interesting. I mean, they've still got thousands of followers, so obviously other people find it more interesting. But I don't. So I sometimes watch Martin Zero. He goes into all these disused old mills and things like that. Or he goes down tunnels and underground and everywhere. I sometimes watch him. I don't mind history as in modern history, more like industrial history. I used to love Fred Dibner, talking about, the mills and different things. I'm not so much into kings, queens, like things from way, way back when. I'm not so much interested in that period stuff, But I do like modern history when they're talking about cotton mills and industrial revolutions and stuff like that. I do like that. But there's not that many people do that. I mean, I love the Underground, London Underground. I watched that, yeah. Hi, Val. How are you today? Yeah, I like watching the London Underground, I've watched them mostly before as well. But I still like watching them. I started doing my crocheting to finish off that one I was doing in many colours, Val, and then I ran out of navy blue. So I've had to send away for a ball. It's cost me about £9 to send away for one ball. But I knew nobody would have a ball of navy blue merino in 4-ply. So I knew it was no good asking. I suppose Lindsay might have had, but no, I'll send away for it now. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Will I play yarn chicken? Will it get to the end of the row? I bet it doesn't. I bet it stops about 2 inches from the end, and I'll have to put a knot in it. I don't like putting knots in the middle of a row, but still. I'm not pulling the whole row back. Oh, I might just make it. Might just make it. Are you with us on Wednesday, Val, or are you off on your travels again? Well, I might just make it. Am I going to play yarn chicken and win? Oh, I don't know. Don't you find you knit faster when you get to the end of a row and you're running out of wool? As if, you know, it's going to make any difference, as if, yeah. I'm going to win the yarn chicken. I've won the yarn chicken. Oh, you don't go till Thursday. Right, okay. Good show. I've won the yarn chicken, Val. I've won it. To start another ball now. Tra la 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 la. Hi, Lulu again. Yeah, we are a happy little bunch most of the time, aren't we? Unless we get trolls, of course, but we can't help that now and again, can we? These things are sent to try us sometimes. It's Val, by the way, Lulu. She just masquerades under her husband's name. It's a pity you can't say Eric stroke Val, isn't it, you know? Or Eric and Val. And then we'll know it's you. You like me, aren't you? I can't work this. My camera's kaputted and I can't work the new one. So I can't make any videos at the moment because I'm stupid. Not technologically minded. I don't know how to do things. When I try to upload from my camera now, it just keeps telling me my file is corrupted. It was working fine until the lead that was charging up the phone stopped working. So I bought a new lead, plugged it in. Oh, it charged up lovely. But then it wouldn't give me any of the photographs that I'd taken. It wouldn't give them. It just went, file is corrupted. And I don't know why. Oh, I'm hoping my friend's son can explain it to me, because he's more au fait with cameras than I am. My other friend would probably be able to help me, but she lives at the opposite end of Fleetwood and she doesn't. She's only got a bicycle, so I don't want to ask her to pedal all the way over here to show me. My friend's son's got a car, so he could come and show me, hopefully. Men are clever clogs, aren't they? They don't need manuals, do they, and stuff like that. They just get hold of things and go. But he's into cameras, probably more complex cameras than mine. Mine's just one, you know, allegedly a camera for the idiots, but this idiot doesn't know how to work it. I just know how to point and click, you know, and then upload. And when it doesn't upload, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm no good at solving problems. I mean, Kelly used to solve my problems for me. She was a whiz at solving any of my problems, but can't go all the way back to Manchester to see if she's in, to see if she can sort out my problem. Oh, I know, washing machines. And some of them play tunes, don't they, and sing at you. And our washing machine doesn't spin properly. My old washing machine used to come out bone dry when it went on the spin cycle. It went really fast. This, even when you do a separate spin as well as your washing spin, you know, you put it on an extra spin, they still come out wet. They don't come out dry like, you know, my other washing machine used to. It takes me ages to dry anything that's been in this washer. Nothing worse than wet washing drooping about, is there? I drag my dryer in here when I light the fire. I drag it in here. Don't care what it looks like. With a Twanky's wash house, you know, I don't care. But laundrettes, I mean, I've got a laundrette Well, not round the corner. But they're so expensive, and you've got to have the right change when you go, don't you? You've got to. I don't know how much it is now for the washing and the drying. I suppose it's really expensive. But there used to be one in Prestwich that I used to use every now and again when I had a duvet on bedding and stuff. Well, the weather was atrocious, you know. I used to go up to the laundrette, but then they closed it down. I suppose not enough people used it. People have got washing machines of their own these days. But those big, massive washing machines that they have in laundrettes are fabulous because you can put everything in, can't you? They hold about 3 times as much as a domestic washing machine. Although some of the American ones I've seen on videos and that, they look massive compared with ours. I watch a young girl called Elise Bush, or Bush, whatever she's called, and she was tidying out her laundry room, and her washing machine and her dryer were massive, absolutely huge. And I'm like, do it one that big? Not that I have a load of washing, but it means you only have to use one cycle, don't you? You know, to put your light colours in one and your dark colours in another without doing about 4 loads of washing. Especially with bedding, you know. You've got to put your bedding in, or even if you had to wash a duvet, which, you know, I have to take mine to the laundrette. Costs a few pounds as well when you get your duvet washed. You know, because one of the dogs, when we first got them, one of them had an accident on my bed. I mean, yes, I could wash the bed in and stuff, but I couldn't wash the duvet. I had to take that to the laundrette. I presumed it was Rosie, but I mean, it's someone like Rosie. Rosie's a very clean girl, you know. Always has been, really. But yet the wee was way too much for Trixie, yeah. It was a massive big wee, but it wasn't me. I can assure you. I may have my problems, but that's not one of them. Hi, Shad. It's just circles, really. Sort of browns and greys and creams. Circle bits, circles. I put it in my brown drawer, but it's got grey as well as brown. It's not one of my more colourful ones. It's one of my subtle ones today. This sweater, it's a bought one. I've had it years and years and years. I think it was French Connection or something. It's cotton. Oh my goodness, it washes and washes. It's way too big for me now. It hangs on me like a sad sack, and it's quite warm actually to say it's only a fine one, but with it being cotton and finely knitted, it stays warm. Because as usual, I have been freezing. It's May, isn't it, shortly? What, a few more days and we're into May. You wouldn't notice. I don't know what's gone wrong with the weather in Britain. I don't think we'll ever have a summer. They keep saying we're having this heat wave. We're going to be having 24 degrees and we're going to have a heat wave, but I'm still waiting. You'd hear me shouting, hallelujah, if it ever gets to be 24. Or maybe I can put a dress on. I've not even bothered to unpack my summer dresses. They're still packed away. I keep thinking, there's no point. You're not going to put them on. You might as well leave your winter dresses out and all your cardigans. I've got a summer skirt on today, but I've got my tights underneath, you know, my thick legging things underneath, and an underskirt. Otherwise, I'd freeze. I just want to put my leggings away for the summer. don't have to wear them under everything. Because being on a scooter, I know I've got the sides and the front on it, being on a scooter is remarkably cold. It's like whizzing up the seafront, with the wind hitting you. I mean, this scooter is better. Well, it's not my scooter at the moment. I've still got the loan one. My scooter man went on his holidays. So he said, would I wait until he came back? So I thought, yeah, well, I've got a scooter. I'm not fussy. I'm not a mithery kind of person. I want my scooter back. I want it back now. He just said, do you mind if I don't bring it back? Do you mind? I said, no, it's fine as long as I've got a scooter. I would have moaned if he'd have given me a scooter without a top on because it's the weather. The other day we got soaked, me and my friend coming back, even with my top on. I couldn't put the sides down because the wind was howling and it would have blown me over. I'd have been finishing up in the sea. My friend was drenched from head to foot. She'd forgotten to bring a rain cape thing with her. I said to her, put it in your backpack, don't travel with... I never used to travel without mine when I had a scooter without a top. Never went anywhere without mine. I hate being wet. It's not so bad getting wet on your way home, but getting wet. I always used to think that, when I was young, of course I didn't have a car back in the day, and we used to go to the cinema. A gaggle of us used to go and meet up on a Sunday in the cinema. And I used to hate it if we got wet on the way to the cinema because you're sitting there in the cinema and your coat's steaming. You can hardly see the screen, can you, for everybody's coat steaming? Because it was always warm in the cinema. Back in the day when they could afford to heat the cinema. Yeah. So you'd sit there steaming out, your trousers, if you had them on, would be wet through. Man, in my day, it wasn't really trousers, it was mostly skirts. But your coat, you'd have a big heavy winter coat, a woolly one. There wasn't anoraks and stuff like that when I was younger. It was all a winter coat. You had a proper coat made out of woolly tweed or something. And it used to get saturated if it rained because they weren't waterproof. And it would soak right through to the lining and wet your shoulders and I mean, we'd have umbrellas, but they weren't much good. I didn't have a golfing umbrella or anything like that. I just had a lady's umbrella which covers about your head. Hi, Jeannie. I've got a dog coming, I think. Where is she? She come in? No. She came in and went out. She always has to come in and visit, doesn't she? Wouldn't be Rosie if she didn't visit me. I've done 14 rows and I've got to do 24, so I've got another 10 to do before I can cast off. It will mean I might actually finish the back tonight. It's the biggest bit, because when you start the sleeves, you're like increasing, so you've got something to do, haven't you, every few rows, yeah? So the sleeves kind of grow quite quickly, don't they? So what are you all working on? Are you all knitting, crocheting, embroidering, tapestry, weaving, spinning? What are you all doing? I know Chris is cooking, so Shad's probably going fishing. I was talking to my niece today. She's gone down to London because it was her mum's birthday, yeah. You're working on a knit sweater called... Oh, it's gone behind her heart. The flax sweater, something sweater by Tin Can Knits. I don't use modern knitting patterns because they're always top down on circular flipping needles. And as I said before, I don't use them. Oh, there you are. You see, you need to get together, you two, and have a chat if you're missing each other. I'm going to rest my hand a minute while I pour myself a drink. I've got another 10 rows to do, so I need to finish me coffee. I've just picked it up again, craft knit, so yeah. Because, you know, I had an enforced few week where I couldn't use. I obviously don't know him personally, Jeannie. I only know him through him popping on here. But he's been popping on here for quite some time, haven't you, Shad? So I kind of know him, yeah. It's like most people, you know, I only know them through YouTube, some people through Facebook. Oh, that's very nice of him, isn't it? Thank you, Shad, for letting me know about me. Oh gosh, I'm getting warm. That's not like me to get warm. Yeah, a lot of people are from the USA. I think the crafting community is a lot bigger over there. Well, yeah, the USA is a heck of a lot bigger. You can fit Britain in one state, can't you? Especially Texas, I think. Yeah, it's like that with a lot of people, Jeannie. I feel like I know some people so well because they've been following me and been with me for many, many years, which I'm ever so grateful for. But of course, obviously, with them being in the USA, I will never ever meet them. In fact, I don't even meet people who live in the UK because I don't drive, don't have a car. And a lot of the people that are in the UK, even though I've known them for many, many years, they maybe don't drive either. Yeah. Yeah. I used to like doing Zoom calls with quite a few ladies that were in the UK, but gradually it all drifted. People did other things. People started working. People weren't there at the same time, the same day each week. And I used to love doing it. I think we used to do it once a week. We used to do a Zoom call. I think there was about 6 of us used to do, and then it dwindled 5, 4, 3, and then it finished up with 2, you know. And then that just went, you know. I don't like massive Zoom calls, you know, when it's massive and there's like loads of people on because it gets so confusing when everybody's kind of talking at once. And I just like, sounds a bit sexy when I say this, I like intimate Zoom calls. I don't mean them kind of intimate Zoom calls. I mean, you know, among a few little friends, yeah. Because when there's only about 6 of you, 8 maximum, you can chat properly, can't you, like friends? But when it gets to like 15 and 20 people, it's like, nah, because you feel as though you can't get a word in edgewise, can't you? Because you always get a couple, don't you, that take over. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You always get 1 or 2 that take over the whole thing. And they're like, I think they like the sound of their own voice, a bit like me on here. But they like the sound of their own voice, so they take over the whole Zoom meeting, don't they? And, you know, everybody else is like, can't get a word in edgeways, yeah. And they're always the most opinionated people, aren't they? They always know it all, know better than everybody else, and they bombard you and they take over. And I think, oh, for goodness sake, shut up, you know. Yeah, there is always somebody. And then there's always the beggar. what I call the beggars. They could be covert beggars, but they're beggars. Oh, I could do so much more if I had the money. Or I really need so and so and such a thing, but I don't really have the money. And I'm like, don't beg. Please don't beg. You know, and it's not just once that they beg. It's like every video, they can't afford this, they can't afford that. And I'm like, stop it. If I can't afford it, I do without it, or I save up and I buy it. I don't start saying over here, oh, I wish I could afford this, but I can't. And no. I don't even have, I mean, I did have a Ko-fi account one time. I'll hold my hand up, I'll be guilty of having a Ko-fi account. I think I got 3 coffees in 12 months. So it wasn't exactly a success, was it, They don't feel embarrassed, do they? No, they don't. I mean, somebody once said that to me, I should ask for things like that. And I said, no. And he went, oh, you're so stupid. He said, if you want something, you should ask because somebody might give it you. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say that. No, I'll do without, That's the way I am. I'll do without asking. I might ask a friend if they've got 6 buttons, my colour, but that's not the same, is it? But I don't, I wouldn't say, oh, I need a new washing machine. But I can't really afford it this week, this month. I'm going to have to save up. Oh, you won't? No, you don't send me the 100,000. No. No, don't send me that, Al. No, I've had to stop watching some people because they just beg the whole time. And it just gets on my nerves, And I was shouting at the screen saying, stop begging, stop begging. But you get people saying, oh, I'll send you some. And I'm like, don't fall for it, don't be stupid, The more you send them, the more they'll beg. It's professional with them. Yeah. I watched one lady one time and she was asking somebody to send her a sewing machine. And believe it or not, somebody bought her one. Mm. And I'm like, have they got more money than sense? No. Can't be doing with it. So I won't be begging you for anything. No, except thumbs up. Hello, Lizzie. How are you today? Yeah, I can imagine asking for a sewing machine. I don't even ask for a coffee. Oh, dear. No way. Yeah, but the sad part is that they're not happy when they get whatever they've asked for. They ask for something else, don't they? Oh, have you ever done that? Fallen into a deep sleep and you wake up and you don't know if it's the middle of the night or a dark afternoon. And you have to sort of get yourself, what do you call it, orientated or something. Is it the middle of the night or you're back next month? Oh, yeah, you will be, won't you? Because it's May in a couple of days, isn't it? Oh, yeah, some that live in the trailers and the campers, yeah, they beg the most, I think, yeah. I'm not saying anybody, not I said anything against anybody who has to live in a trailer or a camper, but please don't beg. If it's your misfortune that you have to live in a trailer or a camper, that's not my... Oh, yeah, always something, yeah. There's always some problem, isn't there? I've got loads of problems, but I don't. I try not to air them on here. I try to stay, even when I'm not, you know. I'm working on a cardigan for moi. It's got glitter in it. It's rather pretty, actually. I don't know whether they still do the yarn, but it's very pretty. I found it in the shed. I don't know how long I've had it, and I can't even remember where I got it from. It's Stylecraft, Trendsetter Chunky, but I've got a funny feeling they don't do it anymore. It's like most yarn I like, you know, you find, oh, I like this yarn, it's wash lovely and everything like that. You maybe had it a couple of years in your stash. So then you go and you think, oh, I'll get some more of that. Gone. Some of the yarn stays there for years and years and years and years. But all the nice stuff that washes well, it just vanishes. I don't know whether you find that or not. You go back to it, you think, I'm going to get some more of that. Gone. Not a trace, yeah. I mean, this merino I'm using now, it was Woolly Knits. woolyknitcrafty.com. It was 4-ply merino. And I went to the website tonight because I wanted one ball. They only do cones now, 500-gram cones. I want one ball. Well, I will do, Val, when I can get a lift. Hurt, hint, hint. But I'd never find it on my own, you know me. Can't find my way out of a paper bag, you know. No sense of direction whatsoever. I've been here 3.5 years and I still can't find my way around. If the taxi driver goes a different way round, I'm like, where's he going? You know, if he starts taking me through the estate instead of taking me up the seafront, I don't know where I'm going. I'm like, I hope he knows where he's going, because I don't. One of them said to me, do I turn left or right here? I said, don't ask me. I said, I have no idea. I run on a track. My dad used to say that, he said I had a 7-mile piece of string fastened to the back bumper of my car because that was as far as I ever went. He said, one of these days, he said, you'll break the string and you'll go past your 7 miles. And he was true. I never went anywhere. I had a car from being 17. And I never did negotiate my way around anywhere. And when you think about it, it was a lot easier back then. Although there was no sat-navs, you had to do everything with a map, yeah. A to Z, you know, those street map guide things. I'm not as bad as my friend. She used to have to turn the map the other way up if she was going that way. She couldn't work out that, you know, whatever. She used to have to turn the map upside down. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. Val, I'd never find you. If I had a car, I would never find you. I always say that to people, you know, it doesn't matter if you tell me where you live because I won't be visiting you because I'll never find you. You know, you're quite safe telling me your address. I mean, Sue doesn't live that, not my Sue, Sue from the Knit Club, doesn't live that far away from me, but I'd never find her. I'd be there with me, my Google map trying to find her. So nobody, I mean, like Lindsay only lives around the corner from me and I don't know where she lives. I'd never find her, if you know what I mean. So nobody needs to think that I would impose myself by knocking on your door because I would never find you. No, I had no bumper direction when I had a car. My dad used to say to me, well, if you've got here by turning right, then when you're going home, you turn left. No, I'd go home and I'd turn right and finish up somewhere in Preston or somewhere, you know. I'd finish up on motorways, which I hate, going in the opposite direction from where I was going, yeah. My scooter wouldn't get that far, Val. Technically, it's supposed to have that many miles on it, but technically, I don't trust it. It's supposed to go, I think, about 12 miles or something on one charge, but I don't trust it. And my friend's scooter's even worse than mine. Sometimes when we've been to the ferry cafe, I have to travel behind her just in case I have to push her if she breaks down. Because she keeps losing all the bars on her battery. Oh, I've gone to 2 bars. Mine's not as bad as that. I have been like all the way up to Fleetwood to the doctors and then all the way back down to Cleveland. And I haven't run out of battery. It's gone down a bit, but I haven't run out. So mine does stay charged up, but something's wrong with hers. It keeps going down. But my little scooter, you only got to do half a mile, cough, and it goes down. Technically, that's supposed to... Yeah, well, I'd only get to you, Val. I wouldn't be able to get home again. On my little scooter, it makes it to the tram if I bump my way along. I can't go down curbs on my little scooter because it just tips up. It's got little wheels like that. And no suspension at all. It just goes boom, 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 boom. So I'd get to the tram, get off the tram, but then I'd be stuck. Can you imagine me getting on the tram saying, I'm going to fancy the Mirrorball? Where's that? I don't know. Can you tell me where I am, or can I tell me when I get off? I'm hopeless. I've only been to Blackpool once on my own, not because I was going to Blackpool, I was going to St Anne's. And it took me ages to find the right bus stop to get the bus to St Anne's. And to lug me, I had to fold my scooter up and lug it up on board because he didn't drop the thing down for me. He stood there, the driver, watched me struggle, and then set off before I'd sat down. Me and my scooter nearly finished up in the driving cab with him. I'm sure they do it on purpose. He didn't even wait for me to sit down. I thought, thank you for making my day, bus driver. And then half of the time you can't get on the disabled seats because there's somebody there with a buggy. A baby's buggy full of shopping. And if you dare to ask them to move, oh my God, yeah, you get glared at. They're like a galleon in full sail, aren't they? They've got a buggy and they've got like plastic bags hanging off either side of it and one off the back, They look like they've done a month's shopping. The poor baby's squashed in front of him with all the shopping. Hey. Oh no, I only get on the bus with my fold-up scooter, that folds up. It looks like a suitcase with a handle. I've never been on the bus or the tram, even when I lived in Manchester, with a scooter. Never. Not even when I had a small scooter. I didn't go on. I thought, I've got to be rolling backwards and forwards or something, I'd probably shoot out the door backwards or something when they open the door. In Manchester, you had to have a certificate, if you wanted to take your scooter on the tram. You had to have a certificate to say that it was, a certain size and it had a good turning circle. And they were pretty small, the scooters that they used to allow on. But then you used to get tutted at, Well, it wasn't me because I never took mine. But other people who took them on, they used to get tutted at. And there's always that bit of a gap, when you have to come off the tram and go onto the platform. There's always that bit of a gap. And if you've got little wheels, your little wheels get stuck down the gap. It's highly dangerous, really, yeah. He's got a solar panel on the back. I never thought about that. Should have got one of them for me mate because her battery keeps running down. She put new batteries on it and it's still not right. She still runs down. Yeah, she thought it was her batteries, so she spent about 300 or 400 quid on buying 2 new batteries because they're not cheap. And it's still not right, it's still going down. She must have a faulty connection somewhere, I think. Because it can't be the batteries. I leave mine on trickle charge all the time, so it's always fully charged whenever I want to go out on it. I know some people only charge them up like every now and again, but no, I don't trust it. I leave mine charged up. Yeah, they should do. They should, as the wheels go around, they should charge up, shouldn't they? You think they would have invented something like that, wouldn't you? Like they do with electric cars and stuff. I mean, mine's got a little plug-in thing where you could plug your phone in, to charge your phone up as you're going along. But not to say I ever use it, I don't. But you think they would be able to have one, to charge up your batteries, wouldn't you, as you're going along? Especially the smaller scooters that don't hold the charge. They only go about 6 or 7 miles before they. My little one does about 6 or 7 or something. You're going to patent it, right? You do that, Munchkin. You let me know when you've patented it. I'm sure somebody must have thought about it, but maybe it's, I don't know, money or something. Why they don't do it. Mind you, the abuse you get when you're in a scooter some days, honest to God. It's a crime, isn't it, to be disabled and not to be able to walk? It's a crime. Yeah, you wouldn't charge anything up over here, would you? There's no blooming sun. If there is any sun, it's that weak and pathetic. It doesn't warm anything up. Right, I'm going to stop now because I'm going to have my snack. Yeah, dynamos on cycle lamps. You think you could fasten something to the wheel, wouldn't you, as you're going along? I can remember that on my bike, yeah. We had a little dynamo thing when you had to move it, didn't you, to put it on the tyre when you had your lights on. When as you were trundling along, it used to light your lights, didn't it? But no, you see, everything is batteries now because it's more money, isn't it? Because you buy more batteries. If you had a dynamo on your bike, you see, you wouldn't buy any batteries, would you? Because you'd just have your dynamo. There's always somebody wants to make some money. That's why all the cycle lamps have now got batteries, haven't they? Or rechargeable ones or something. Oh, good night, Craftnik. So, 1990. We said that before on here. It's a throwaway generation, isn't it? Everything's throwaway. Everything's got a life, If you've got a phone that's 2 years old, oh, you've got an old phone, Oh, we can't repair it, it's old. And you're like, huh? I only bought it 2 years ago. It's not old to me. What do they call it? Built-in obsolescence, don't they? Like everybody's got loads of money to buy these £1,000 phones every 2 minutes, as if. Oh, it's a contract. It's only £56 a month. I'm like, really? Excuse me. Oh, they don't, do they? But they don't want to, do they? They do it on purpose, don't they? So you'll have to buy a new one. Like washing machines, fridges, you name it. Our mums and dads used to buy a washing machine and it lasted them about 20 years. But now, everybody, I don't mean personal people, I mean every manufacturer or whatever, they're all greedy. Oh, that's last year's model. You need this year's model. Then as soon as you've bought this year's model, you need next year's model. Yeah. Oh, we've made it so much better. It's always improved, yeah. I'm not on Apple. I haven't got an iPhone. I've only got a, what they call Android phone. It doesn't sing, dance, or do anything, my phone. It does me. I don't need a phone to tell me everything. I don't need a phone to pay me bills. I'd be so scared. You know, you put all your life on your phone and then somebody steals it. Or somebody stands next to you and zips it, or whatever they do. When they stand next to you and they manage to upload all the information you've got on your phone onto theirs because they're standing close to you. It'd be very bored if they looked on my phone, I tell you. I got an email a few years back. They wanted so much money off me, or they were going to show all my intimate photographs and videos to everybody and all of my friends. I said, oh, go on then. I said, can I have a copy? You're not done that on mine. I never heard from him again. I said, go on then. I said, no, I'm not paying you that money. I said, send it. If you've got anything, if you've got any videos of me, any photographs of me, send them. I'd like to see them as well. Send them to me. We don't all take funny snapshots and send them to people, do we? You know, wrong generation, hello. I would like to think when I was growing up, my charm was enough. I didn't need to flash any bodily parts to get myself a boyfriend, you know. Exactly, in which tune. I don't know. The only time I've got any photographs with me with few clothes on is usually on the beach with a swimsuit. But that's about as close as I get to being naked, if you know what I mean. And there's very, very few photographs of me. Well, if there are any photographs of me in a swimsuit, they were when I was about 30 years younger. You know, definitely none of me since I turned 30, 35. I did meet a guy once who was a naturist. And he said, you can come with me and all that. I went, no, thank you. I think I'll take a miss on that one. He said, you'll feel quite natural when you get there and everybody else is, you know. I said, no, 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 thank you. No, no, no. I'd be the only one with the clothes on. I mean, to each his own. If he was happy walking about like that, fine. But I wouldn't have been. Different generation, isn't it? I'm the swimsuit girl, you know, not the bikini girl. I used to be a bikini girl when I was in my 20s. But swimsuit girl. Oh, hello, it tells me I'm going to be going off on auto sleep. Whether that means me or whether it means the PC, I think it means the PC. Going on auto sleep. I'm not a lover of my photo took. I don't mind doing the videos because like I'm animated, but when I have my photo took, I always seem to be pulling a funny face. There's not many still photographs of me that I like. I'm not photogenic. The camera does not love me. Some people take brilliant photos. They look great on every photograph they take, don't they? You know, they're very photogenic, some people. Well, they're not particularly that good looking in real life, but they just happen to be photogenic. You know, whether they've got that kind of face that the camera loves or something. Cameras don't love me. Mirrors don't love me. When you go in changing rooms, when you're trying clothes on, oh, they're horrendous, those mirrors, aren't they? Strip lighting, you know. Harsh strip lighting. I'm sure they would sell far more clothes if they had a nice pinky glow lighting, you know, that made you look good and didn't show all your flaws. Yeah. Excuse me. Got crisp stuck in my tooth. Yeah, I'm sure they would sell far more clothes if they made you look nice. Nicer. Did you ever go in those hall and mirrors, you know, at the fun fair when you was a kid? Oh, where you look like that, or you look like that, or you look like that, or you look like that. Oh, yeah, hairdressers' mirrors. You know, you never look great, do you? I once went to a very, very fancy salon in Manchester when I had the money. It was a good salon, lovely haircut, nothing against them, just the face, you know. And I sat next to the reigning Miss World. She was going out with George Best at the time. And my goodness, she was gorgeous. Gorgeous. No makeup on anything. She was gorgeous. And I'm sat next to her thinking, oh, give it up, you know. You haven't got open else. Sitting next to such. She was so, you know, I mean, some of them are over made up, aren't they? And, you know, the looks these days. But she was really, really pretty. I can't remember her name, but she was the reigning Miss World at the time, but we're going back to the 60s. Mm. She was so, so pretty. My Georgie Best was in his heyday then. He wasn't a drunk like he turned out to be. Yeah, I used to go to this salon in Manchester. Oh, talk about make a silk purse out of a sow's ears. They did do nice things with my hair. The trouble was, even back then, it used to be about 70, 80 pounds back then. I had a body perm once and it was £120, and I'm going back a heck of a long time, yeah. My mum was the best, she'd say. Girl came into the shop. Who knew you? At school? She was at school with you. I'll say, yeah, who was it? What was she called? Oh, I can't remember, but she was in the class above you at school. She knew you, yeah. And I'm going, yeah, but she had brown hair, yeah. You know her, you'll know her. And you're there like racking your brain thinking, Mum, I don't know who you're talking about, yeah. Oh, I've been fat, I've been thinner, and I still don't like myself in any pictures. Oh, I've heard of Teasy Weezy, yeah. Mr. Teasy Weezy, yeah. He used to be always on the telly, didn't he? Everybody's hair was always backcombed and lacquered and blonde, wasn't it? Those hairdressing competitions where they used to have these bouffants like that. My hair would never backcomb like that. It's a backcomb like that, and then even with loads of lacquer on it, it goes and drop down. Yeah, Raymond. Didn't he have a poodle or something? Mr. Teasy Weezy. Yeah. Hmm. I once went to Vidal Sassoon's, thought I'd treat myself when I was young, a bit more money. It wasn't him. I will say it was not Vidal Sassoon. Honestly, looked like it had been cut with a knife and fork. It was terrible. Yeah, it could have been Marianne. My mum. Well, it was the thing, wasn't it? All hairdressers had to be effeminate. Yeah, they had to be, didn't they? No, yeah, I can remember this hairdo. Like I say, it was not Vidal Sassoon. It was one of his, staff. Honestly, it looked like it had been cut with a knife and fork. It was the worst haircut I ever had in my life. And when I went later on, when it had grown out a bit, I went back to a different hairdresser and they said, who the heck's cut your hair? I said, somebody at Vidal Sassoon. They went, yeah. But it weren't him, were it? I said, no, it weren't him. Because you had to pay £1 billion extra to Vidal Sassoon. I think I had one of his trainees. Right, if you don't like cream eggs, look away, because I'm going to eat one. I know it's past Easter, but I found one in my drawer. Dee. Oh, this is all gone sticky. Ugh. I think the filling's leaked out. It's got about 1,000,000 calories in it, I know. Don't tell me. And it's loaded up with sugar for my diabetes. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. It's my once-a-week chocolate treat. I'm trying to be very good and not eating chocolate only once a week. It's sticky everywhere. Mm. Can see a bit of the yolk, yeah. Yeah, I remember Mr. Teasy Weezy. There was a few about that age group, weren't there? Vidal Sassoon came later, didn't he, with Mary Quanton. Who cut Twiggy's hair? It wasn't Vidal Sassoon, was it? Who did the famous like urchin Twiggy cut? Yeah, I can imagine. They're a bit sticky, aren't they? It's got more chocolate than usual, this one. Not got much yolk. I used to love these, but now I find them a bit sweet. I'm a bit tired today. For some reason or other, I'm going to bed, going to sleep, waking up about 4:30. And I can't get back to sleep again. It annoys me no end. I used to go to bed. The alarm went off at 8. Turn the alarm off. Go back to sleep. 10 o'clock, 10:30. No, 4:30. And I'm like that. Oh. So I've tried putting YouTube on my little fire thing, Kindle. Try putting a story, like George Simenon, or some of them, they annoy me though. They start you off and you're listening away there, and it's this is part 1. There's no part 2. You're supposed to buy the book. There's enough, Val. There's enough calories in a cream egg. And you're supposed to be losing weight, not putting it on. There's enough calories. Yeah, John Fried, that's the one I was thinking of. I believe John Fried still cuts his Lulu's hair, even though she's divorced from him. But I believe he still cuts her hair. She may not have wanted him for a husband, but she liked him as a hairdresser, obviously. The other day, my keyboard wouldn't type at all. I'm pressing all these keys. I thought, is the computer lock on? The numbers lock on? What's going on? So I twiddled with everything and pushed all the wires in, and then it started working again. I thought, oh, please don't tell me the keyboard's going wonky. It's like when something goes wrong electronically, it all starts happening, doesn't it? You never get one thing. You always get 2, 3, 4 things going wrong all at once. Yeah, you have to pedal a bit faster. There's no sun, is there, for the... well, there isn't here. For your solar panels. The house about 2 or 3 doors further up's got a roof full of them. I don't know whether they ever get any electricity because there's never much sun. I don't know how much sun you need for a solar panel. Probably quite a bit, I would imagine. My thing is I forget to turn notifications off on my mobile phone. So obviously I take my mobile phone into the bedroom with me because it's got my alarm on it. And I'm just dozing off like that, and it goes... and I think, oh, please. So then you lie there, then it goes... so you think, oh, I'll have to have a look, see if somebody sent me a message. No. Somebody in India's fallen off something or something like that. Or worse still, it's some political thing. Somebody I've not heard of. I said such a thing to such a thing that somebody doesn't like, and you're like, who's that? I don't know the other. I don't follow politics. I don't know who's who anymore. Oh, God, that is annoying. You take ages some nights to get to sleep, don't you? You toss and you turn and you toss and you turn and you just dozing off and you think, I need a wee. And then you think, no, I don't. No, I don't. Turn over, Janet. You don't need one. Just go to sleep. So you lie there thinking, I'll ignore it. I'll ignore it. And then you're thinking, yeah, I need a wee. If I don't go and get a wee, I might wee. When you get to my age, you know, you got a bit of a trigger bladder. You think, no, I better get up. Don't want any accidents. I better get up and get out of bed. And then it's always cold when you get out of bed. Even though you put your slippers on, it's always cold. So you go to the bathroom, it's freezing in there. You come back and you're cold. And you get back in bed and it takes you ages to warm up again. You know, you try and find that warm spot you've vacated, don't you? Because I always put the covers all the way back over when I get out for a wee. I don't leave them like that. I always put them right back over again. Keep the warm in. Let the duvet trap a bit of warm in. So when I get back in, at least I've got a warm spot I can find again. Oh, dear. It's great when you get old and you feel the cold. I can't sleep unless I'm like a sausage roll in bed. I'm like a burrito. I have to wrap everything round my neck. I can't be doing any drafts anywhere. I don't know I ever slept with my ex-husband because, you know, the sheet would be like that then. But I have it all round here now. I like kind of roll myself in it like a sausage roll. I mean, one time we had a very cold winter when I lived on my own. I actually bought a sleeping bag. And I put the sleeping bag on my bed underneath my duvet. And I zipped it. It had a hood. I zipped it right up and it had a hood. I tell you what, that was so cosy. I loved it. But try getting out of bed for a wee with one of them on you. That was like being a burrito. You can understand why babies like being swaddled. I think my mother must have swaddled me when I was little. Yeah, yeah. When you have that dream where you're looking for a toilet and you can't find one, and they always say you should be glad you don't find one when you're dreaming, because if you do find one when you're dreaming, you could have an accident. Yeah, I'm always searching for one in my dreams, searching and searching. And every time I look where the toilet will be in a public place, or it won't be in a cubicle, or I can't find one, you know, there won't be one or something, yeah. And then eventually you wake up and you're absolutely bursting for a wee and you think, thank God I didn't find that toilet in my dream. Thank goodness, otherwise my bed might have been afloat. Oh dear. Thankfully I've not got to that stage yet. I've not got to the stage where I have to wear my pants yet. My friend's husband, they were on holiday. And she went back to the bedroom because she had a little one. So she went back to the bedroom and left him in the bar. He came in 3 sheets to the wind, went out onto the balcony, right? Got their son's little rubber ring, you know, that he's swimming, and weed right through the middle of it on the balcony. Where did he, you know? The following day, of course, he denied all knowledge of it. But she was sober because she'd come home with the little one, put the little one into bed. You know what it's like when you're on the holidays. You can't leave your baby in bed, can you, and go back to the bar? One of you has to stay in with the baby. Mm. She said, I watched him do it. She said, oh, where's he going? She thought at first he was going to the balcony to get a bit of air because he was drunk, you know. And then when she heard what was going on, she went and had a look what he was doing. Oh, my God, yeah. She said, I hope there was nobody on the balcony underneath us. Oh, dear. No, I can honestly say I've never had an accident like that in public. My friend did once. We were travelling down. We were going to Tenby, and we went in. A friend was driving us down there in a dormobile, like a camper van. So there was obviously no loo on board. It was a little basic camper van. So she kept saying, "Oh God, Graham, he was called, that was driving us. I have to stop, Graham. I have to stop, Graham. I need a wee." So he pulled up on this little country lane, and there was like a hedge at the side. So she went round the hedge, and then she come flying back round the hedge. And I said, "What was it?" She said, "Well, I went round the back of the hedge," she says, "and I did what I had to do," she says, "and I turned around and there was 3 fishermen fishing in the river that she hadn't noticed, like right behind." She goes, "Graham, drive away, quick." I was going to go, but I didn't. That's funny enough. I didn't want to go anymore. I said, "Didn't you see the fisherman?" She said, "No, I was too intent. I was bursting." She said, "I was too intent on having a wee." Oh, dear. Still, thank God it wasn't me that went around there. It was her. Your best friend. She turned out to be my bridesmaid as well. I need to get in touch with her as well. I finally found her number. I said I was going to write to her and I haven't. I need to. I'm not very good at writing letters. I'm much better at ringing people up or emailing people. Not very good at. We've lost the art, haven't we, of letter writing? You used to always write. I used to have pen friends. I used to have 2 or 3 pen friends at one stage. Writing away there to them, posting them off. And they were in France. One was in Germany and 2 were in France. You had to get those airmail. Do you remember the airmail things that you used to fold up? They were like tissue paper. I used to write to my cousins as well in Canada. It was all the thing then. Everybody had a pen friend at one time. I mean, there was no internet. There was no emails. There was none of this. You could phone them, but it was so expensive to phone. You only phoned if it was a national emergency or maybe at Christmas. That's all you ever phoned. You did everything with writing a letter. But I think we've all lost the art of letter writing now, haven't we? My mum and her sisters and all that used to write to each other all the time, But it's so easy to pick up the phone these days, isn't it? And have a chat. Oh, dear. I'm feeling tired now. I was up about 4:30 this morning. Oh, couldn't get back to sleep. Could not get back to sleep for love nor money. I hope I sleep. Well, I will sleep tonight. It's just I keep waking up. I wonder if I won the lottery. I doubt it. I think the odds of winning the premium bonds are more than the lottery. I've had premium bonds for about 50 years and never won anything. I think mine have got shuffled to the bottom of the pile. Some people are winning every other week, aren't they? But not me. No, not me. Have I won anything? Well, if I have, they haven't told me. No, nothing at all. No emails. I got my lipstick all over the place. Oh, I wanted to finish this back, but I don't think I will. I've got another. Oh no, I've got about 6 more rows to do. So I'm going off the idea of doing it. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. I was so optimistic. I brought my bag and everything with the needles in to start the ribbon on the sleeves. Oh, you know, ideas above me capabilities or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I've got about 8 more rows to do for the back, but I've gone off it now. I've gone off the whole idea. I lit so far and then that's it then. You know, I run out of steam. And I've run out of steam now. Oh, my knee. I sat too long. My knee's set. I just did my little bag. I can't remember. I think I've said this before, whether somebody gave me this bag or whether I bought it. I have a funny feeling somebody sent it me, but I cannot remember. And it's years back, so I can't remember at all. Can't remember last week, let alone who sent me a bag. It's a nice one. It's got sheep on it and everything. I've gone warm. It's probably my Coca-Cola thing. Well, it's actually a Daniel. No, it's not a Daniel Annenberg. I'll tell her. It's a Jack Daniels. It's Sean's drink. Jack Daniels and Coke, but there's no Jack Daniels in it. It's Coke with a bit of Jack Daniels waved over it. You can't even taste it. Doesn't even taste of Jack Daniels. They con you on, don't they? You think you're drinking something and you're not. Oh, turning me. My chair's on my skirt. If I don't move it, I'll rip it. Oh dear. Well, everybody's gone very quiet except me. I feel like I'm doing a monologue here. Nobody's talking to me. Billy no mates. 33 very, very quiet people in here. Well, did any of you get a pot of jam and some lemons? Oh, I don't think many of us will. You're still here, are you, Val? I bet you got a pot of jam, didn't you, and some lemons. How bloody batty can you get? Oh. If I was going to do that, I'd buy a pot of King Charles's jam because he sends all his proceeds to charity. I'd rather buy a pot of his jam, even though it's too dear. I'm still standing better than I ever did. I'm not doing Alan Bennett. Oh, I like Alan Bennett. That some of the plays he did were fantastic, weren't they? Especially the one about the woman in the van. No, that was Maggie Smith. She's a wonderful actress. She can't do anything wrong. And it was a true story, that, wasn't it? I heard something going over here earlier on. But it was early on. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the helicopter again. Something went over about 6 o'clock. Something flew over, made a row. I wonder if they're going to do Tram Sunday this year. I haven't heard anything. Because they had to cancel it last year because of all the weather, didn't they, last year? Cancelled it at the last minute. The biscuit under the settee. I remember watching, it wasn't one of Alan Bennett's, Edna the Inebriated Woman. It was Pat Haynes, was she called? She was really good in that. Some of the monologues that, some of the actresses do are brilliant, aren't they? I used to like Joyce Grenfell, if anybody's old enough to remember her, yeah. Hi, Lydia. If you remember Joyce Grenfell, anybody? And she used to do the monologues about the kids in the nursery school, don't do that, Neville. We don't do that. You never quite knew what Neville had done, but you knew he was doing something, yeah. Oh, hiya, Claire. You've wrestled a granny square cushion into the to-do tomorrow pile. I have a lot of to-do tomorrows, but tomorrow never comes. That's the trouble. It's like shortening my trousers. They've been there about 18 months now. Still not shortened them. Thankfully, I haven't put any weight on. If anything, they'll be too big, not too small. Yeah, Joyce Grenfell was brilliant, wasn't she? She used to sit there, chattering away to herself. Yeah. Mind you, she used to do it as well. The lady who did Hyacinth Bouquet, she did. Oh, you've nearly done your Sheila cardigan. Woohoo! You're going to send you a picture of it so she can put it on her slideshow. Oh. Patricia Routledge or Rutledge, whatever you call her. She did them. Yeah, I go to Knit Club most weeks, yeah. Unless for some reason I have to miss it, yeah, but most of the time. She knits very quick though, doesn't she, Sheila? She's finished at least 2 or 3 before I've done one. I'm always out to knit clubs and places like that. Or out to the cafe or something like that. I don't sit like all day doing my knitting like Sheila does. I've got other things. Although coming summer, she'll probably be doing a garden, so you might catch up with her, Lydia. She'll be doing her gardening in the mornings now. So maybe you've got a chance to catch up with her. Yeah, Val had her things on her slideshow, and I had some things on the slideshow. I could knit 10 and wouldn't sell any, I'll tell you, Lydia. I don't have the knack selling anything I make. Put baby cardigans on eBay and everybody's like, yeah, right, okay. Nobody ever buys one. I gave up. You start doubting yourself when you make things and nobody buys them. You start thinking, is my stuff really rubbish? Oh, you bought one, did you? Oh, thank you. I think you're on your own with that one. You start thinking, is my stuff really rubbish? Why does nobody like it? And you think, I remember now. Yeah, yeah. A jumper suit. Yeah, that'll be a sweater and a skirt. Yeah. Jumper suit. Probably a straight skirt, I would imagine, or it could be a pleated skirt. But it would be a knee-length skirt. It wouldn't be a long one, probably in the 50s or the 60s. Wouldn't be a mini skirt, I don't think, but it would be a knee-length skirt. Jumper suit, yeah. Yeah, jumpsuit is an all-in-one, isn't it? Like with like a boiler suit thing. But a jumper suit is a sweater and a skirt, yeah. Yeah, my mum used to make them on machine, yeah. It was quite fashionable to knit a skirt, but they were sort of straight skirts. They weren't a lot of like flowing skirts with loads and loads of shape. They would tend to be pencil skirt type of thing, you know, with a bit of shaping at the waist. Yeah, there was loads and loads of suit patterns when I had the wool shop, yeah. My grandma used to knit them for herself. There was a lovely kind of yarn that was like a bit textured, a bit ripply, you know, and she made quite a few skirts and things. Hello, excuse me, yeah, I'm clocking along, hand's still sore, but apart from that, I've just been knitting, but I've given up at the moment. I'm fed up now. Hi, Shan. Oh, the wheel's spinning. And that's without the alcohol. You don't mind the wheel spinning, do you, when you've had a few? But oh, yeah, the skirt would be knitted as well, yeah. People used to knit skirts, yeah. I've knitted skirts back in the 60s. Yeah. I knitted a couple. You knitted the skirt and then you knitted the ribs of the sweater, but the sweater was in mohair in a tone-in shade, yeah. Yeah, I've been drinking your drink, Sian, but there's hardly any Jack Daniels in it. They waved it over the Coca-Cola. I won't be slurring my words off one of them. Yeah, stop the world you want to get off, yeah. Yeah, I knitted quite a... Well, they weren't mini skirts, I wouldn't say that. They went down to my knees. I've had knitted dresses as well. I had a lilac one, a knitted dress. It was ribbed in the skirt and it had long sleeves and it had like a placket here with buttons and a little collar. The collar and the placket and the belt were purple and the whole dress was lilac. I used to wear that. I thought I was the bee's knees, but I was quite slim in those days. It was long before I ever got married. I used to think I was so glamorous in my lilac dress. No, you have elastic round the waist. You do some shaping, you know, past the hips. You do some shaping and then you have elastic in the waistband. So no, it doesn't slide off. No. The worst thing that ever happens to a knit skirt is you get what they call a seat in it. If you don't line it or you don't wear a stiff enough underskirt, it gets a seat, you know, where you've been sat in it. So when you stand up, you've still got this bow bit at the back. Sometimes when you wash it, it goes back into shape again, you know. I used to have a really sort of stiff taffeta underskirt that was a pencil underskirt that I used to wear under a knitted skirt to keep it from getting what they call a seat in it, yeah. Mm. When I had a knitting machine, I used to knit loads and loads of like lacy skirts with a top to match. I had loads of suits, and all my relatives were asking me to make them. I used to make them in all different colours. Um, oh yeah, big bums are fashionable. They weren't. It was definitely the thing to have the slim hips when I was young. Yeah, definitely not to have a big bottom now. Oh, Yolanda. No, you wouldn't have been in fashion if you'd have had a big bottom, especially if you were wearing tight trousers. It was definitely something padded underwear, you know, was definitely not around then. You had to look as slim as possible with no stomach and no bottom. Back in the 60s, you had to be like figure one on a door, yeah. You were allowed to have Madonna boobs, yeah, you know, the pointy ones. You were allowed to have them. But everything else had to be slim. You had to have a tiny waist and you had to have slender hips. And yeah, I mean, I did have a big bum when I put loads of weight on because it just went in proportion with everything else, didn't it? Thankfully, it's shrunk down with everything. I wouldn't say it was a huge one now. It's shapely, let's just say. Yeah, superwash, you've got to be careful with that. It has like a coating on it to make it superwash. It's a beggar to don't block it out if you can help it. Oh my goodness me. I hit my mum on the head with the old-fashioned blind that they used to put out for the sun on the shops. You used to have arms, and to get it back up again, you had to pull the arms down. And I jumped up and pulled one of the arms down so I could push the blind back into its container. And I hit my mother on the head. Oh, oh, I don't like that. Why do they have fat implanted in the bottoms, you know, or silicone or these butt lifts and that? What's, oh, I'm sorry, but no. I don't want them injecting anything in any part of my body. I don't even like the thought of anything to do with Botox or anything, let alone have. No, you've got the rain, Sean. It's not raining here. It's not been very clever, but it's not raining here. Yeah, yeah, yep. I don't like putting woolies in the dryer unless I was desperate because they do fluff up. They don't last 2 minutes if you put them in the dryer. They go all fluffy and weird. Ooh, eh. The thought of having anything in the ears puts me right off. Ooh, it's bad enough when you. Oh, thankfully I don't have wax in my ears now. But when I was younger, I'd have my ears shringed. Oh my God, what awful sensation that was! It's swish, a load of water in. And then you come out and like the traffic's dead loud, and you're like, "Why? What's going on?" It was so noisy going home. You don't realise how deaf you are until they shrink you. I'm going deafer now, but it's nothing to do with wax. It's just going deafer because I'm getting older. Plus the fact they mumble on the telly a lot of the time. I have to put the subtitles on if they've got them. They don't have them on every programme. My son came in the other day and said, "What you got the subtitles on for?" I said, "Because they're mumbling." Oh, I know. Before I had my ears shringed many, many years ago, I went completely deaf in one ear. And it makes you lopsided, doesn't it? You just I suffer with vertigo sometimes. It comes and it goes, thankfully. It goes more than it comes, if you know what I mean. But vertigo, oh God, it makes you feel so sick. Because I have tinnitus that comes on and off as well. Every now and again, one ear will shut off and it goes. Yeah, the dialogue's very, very low, and then it stops for a commercial, and the commercial goes dead loud, doesn't it? And you think they do that on purpose to make sure you're awake. You could be watching something and dozing off, and then a commercial comes on and it jumps you out your chair. Yeah, the lad across the road from me when I lived in Prestwich, he suffered really badly with tinnitus. They gave him like blocker things, that make a noise that's supposed to be like white noise that blocks out the tinnitus. But he could never get to sleep because as soon as he put his head down to sleep, he said that noise started up. But he used to be a DJ, and I swear it's like the loud music and the headphones and that he used to have on. They say a lot of, was it The Who? A lot of the people in The Who used to be deaf, didn't they? Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey and that, they were all deaf. A lot of musicians go deaf, don't they, because of the earpieces and things, and the loud music. Oh, I hate dramatic music, yeah. You're watching something and it goes do, 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 and you think, what's going to happen? What's going to happen now? And it still makes you jump when somebody jumps out the wardrobe or something, and you're like, ah! I hate scary things. I once went out with a bloke who had the TV on all night, but it was before the TV was on all night. It was when it went to white noise, after about midnight. And I used to be lay there thinking, oh, bloody hell, Paul, So I'd go and I'd turn the TV down or I'd turn it off. And the minute I turned it off, he'd sit up in bed, wide awake. You've turned the telly off. I can't sleep. You've turned it off. Oh, that was a very short-lived romance. I could not sleep with that telly on all night. If it had been a dialogue going on or something on low all night, but it was that white noise, because TVs in the UK years and years and years ago used to go off at midnight, and you get this static, the white noise stuff, until it came back on again about 8 in the morning, yeah. Yeah, that hum, yeah. This is like, you get that grey speckly screen and it's like a white noise all night long. Oh, that's a very short-lived romance. Much as I liked him, he had to go. I could not have lived with that. And he was dead keen on me as well, Yeah, the TV was on in the same room, and he could not sleep without it being on, and I don't know why. I don't know why he couldn't sleep without it on. After me, he did find somebody that he went on, to live with, and I thought, how does she live with him? With that noise going on all night, when she puts him in the spare room. That would drive me bonkers. And he was in the army for donkey's years. I'm sure they didn't have televisions in the barracks, when they were in the army. Well, you can buy like white noise, can you, for babies and that. My friend used to put the Hoover on. When her baby was sleeping, she'd put the Hoover on. Then she could do all the housework and clang about and bang about because she put the Hoover next to his cot or pram or something. He'd sleep through the Hoover. And you can buy like a kind of a background noise these days, can't you, for babies that goes on and on and on while they're sleeping. But I think if you do that, then you're introducing them to always having that noise to get to sleep. And then when they're trying to sleep somewhere and it's silent, they just can't sleep, I fall asleep many times. I put my Kindle on, my Kindle Fire thing on, and I can be listening to a story or something. I'll find a story that, and I'll fall asleep, and then it wakes me up because it goes off and it goes on to a different story. And somehow or other, my brain knows when one story's stopped and another one starts. And just wakes up. And I'm like, what happened to the story I was listening to? It's gone, it's finished. But why, when it's still the same people telling stories, why do I wake up when one stops and another one starts? Strange. I've tried going to sleep with music on, but I find that I'm like, oh, da 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 da, singing along to it under my breath. That's not much good. You're trying to get to sleep. I've tried always, to make me fall asleep. I used to read in bed a lot, and I fall asleep. Knitting club was okay as usual, except when I took all those hats down, and she said she didn't have room for them. So I'm not bringing them back. I like the noise of the rain, actually. Unless it's absolutely lashing it down and it's throwing itself against the window. I do like the gentle sound of rain. I used to like, when my mum had a caravan, I used to like lying in bed, the rain bouncing on the caravan roof. I don't mean heavy, heavy rain, I mean just rain, gentle rain on the caravan roof. I could fall asleep to that and stay asleep to that. I can't hear the rain in the bedroom I'm in at the moment because it's sandwiched between two rooms. Yeah, the drumming noise, yeah. I tried finding it once on Alexa. I tried telling it to play rain, but oh my God, it started playing with torrential rain. But that was too loud. And then every now and again it used to do a bit of thunder and lightning, and I thought, this isn't the one I want to listen to. I'm better off with this. I've got a CD player. I should put that in the bedroom, but there's no room for it at the minute. I haven't got bedside tables like that. No room for anything. Put a CD on. I keep wondering what that noise is. It's that. And I've got the fan, I think, whirring. Yeah, because the fire's still warm. I listen to books in bed, but a lot of them, they're not full books. You have to look in the comments. And you look in the comments and, people are saying, like, where's the rest of it, Oh, that sounds nice, Lydia, yeah. Yeah, I need to find something like... Now, I fall asleep listening to books on the Kindle thing. But then, like I say, I wake up when they stop. And they go on to the next one, or they stop altogether. I wake up then. I can't sit up in this bed. I don't know why. I used to sit up in my old bed, but it had a proper big headboard and that. I used to sit up and read. But this bed, don't ask me why I cannot sit up in it. It's not the right shape. I've tried getting those cushions that go round you, and I've tried all sorts, but I cannot sit up in this bed. Man, if I sit up in this bed, I get freeze to death. I'd have to have my dressing gown or something around my shoulders, or a big shawl, to stay warm enough. If I sat to read in bed, I have to get under the covers. You see, I was brought up on noisy streets. I lived on the main road up to the age of 12. And then from 13 up to getting married, I lived on the main road. And then when I got married, we moved in this quiet, quiet street. I could not sleep. And my, then husband used to say, wait, why can't you sleep? I said, it's too quiet. It's too quiet. And here is too quiet. There's no noise of anybody going past at all. You might as well be sat in the middle of a graveyard. It's so quiet here. I like a bit of noise. I don't like revving engines and people roaring past. I mean, at one stage when I lived in Prestwich, we used to have somebody with that. Do you remember that General What's It song? Da 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 da. Somebody had a horn. But they used to go past and play the bloody horn. You see, I'm not into knitting podcasts. I tend to watch crochet ones, and they're always these sweet young things who think they've reinvented the wheel, and I get mad. That keeps me awake. They've invented this new stitch, and you're thinking, oh, yuck. Look up any crocheting book that shows you stitches, and there it is. Yeah. Or they've invented this new top, and they've made a pattern for it, and it's like everybody else's top from about the 60s. You know, they haven't. And it makes me mad because they're charging like a tenner for a pattern, £10 for a pattern. And you're like, there's free ones on Ravelry, you know. There's free tutorials on YouTube, exactly the same as what you're. But because they're young and they're with it, these young with it people who are watching them go and buy their patterns. And you're like, no, you haven't invented a pattern. You haven't made that pattern. It's as old as the olds. You wrote a sentence that looks like a book. A bare-chested crochet guy. I watch a bare-chested guy who he rescues dogs from kill shelters, yeah. He's called Asher House. He's got about 20 of these dogs. I mean, some of them are poorly dogs. He doesn't keep them long because, unfortunately, they pass away. But he does all he can for them. You know, he takes them to vets and does all sorts of things for them. But he's always got a really hairy chest. You found a lady on YouTube, yeah? I don't usually like yarn hauls because, especially if they're from the US, because of course you can't get it over here. So to me, I don't want to look at something. It's like showing me diamond rings into it that I can't afford, you know. Showing me all this wool from Hobby Lobby and all Joann's and stuff. And you're like, yeah, but we can't get it over here, so I don't want to watch it, you know. Crochet Rocks always does a yarn. If you like watching yarn hauls, she does loads of them. People are going to bed upstairs with their clocks on. I was laughing at Sheila when she was saying that they spend half an hour like showing you this ball of wool, and then they spend another quarter of an hour showing you the hook, and then they do this. And she says, you're like, hurry up, hurry up. I don't like it when they do a row, and then they do another row, and then they say, just to make sure you know what we're doing, we'll do another row, and we'll do another row. And I'm like, no, you've shown me how to do it one row. I don't want you to do like 6 rows, showing me how to do it in slow-mo, you know. If I haven't got it the first time, I'm not going to get it, am I? You know. But the thing is, like Sheila was saying, if you don't do the video long enough, you can't monetize it. And that's why they drag it out like they do. They drag it out long enough so they can monetize it, yeah. The only little bug I have with Sheila is you turn her video on, and for the first 3 minutes, she's just doing something. Then she'll go, hello. You feel like saying, Say hello when you come on. I don't want to watch you knitting for 5 minutes before you say hello. You know. Nanny Moon's crochet. They all do it, Lydia. I don't know. I've not watched Nanny Moon, but they all do it. This is the ball of wool. Look at that, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, she's stitching away, but like you're watching her thinking she's going to speak in a minute. She's going to say something in a minute. So you've got to watch 2 or 3 minutes of her before she actually says, "Oh, hello." Oh, yeah, she's funny when she goes on her rant, isn't she? I hope she sorted out her other thing, yeah, about her tax. I haven't even bothered looking at mine. I don't know why I'm paying 30% tax to the US. I've got no idea. No idea why I'm paying that. I'm not a US citizen. Why am I paying tax in the US? I have no idea. I mean, I asked Sheila and I set her off on a rant, didn't I? Because she started looking at it and got herself in a knot there. I don't know whether she sorted it out or not. I gave up ages ago. I haven't even done it anymore. I thought, so I don't get paid, so I don't get paid. It would be nice. I haven't got the brain power to go into things like Sheila does. She gets into it, doesn't she? And she sorts it out and she reads everything about it and that. And I'm like, really? I'm just so lazy, I think, to do it. I'm my own worst enemy, I know I am. It's like I can't sort this. Yeah, the US is taxing me 30%. 30%. I earned the grand sum total last year of £272. All year. Not month, all year. And they took £82 off me. In tax, 30% they took off me. I don't even live in the US. Oh dear. Everybody else would earn £272 in a month. No, not Janet. She earned £272 all year. The last of the big earners. Don't ask me why I don't get paid, but I just don't. Maybe I don't have enough subscribers. Yeah, it's Google, yeah. Google AdSense. Maybe not enough people watch me. Maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe my algorithms are wrong. I don't use the clickbait, on my YouTube. You have these, sometimes they put these titles, don't they? And like you watch the whole video. Yeah, it's YouTube, yeah. And you get paid by Google AdSense, but if you don't get enough views or whatever, you don't get paid like me. If you don't use a clickbait title, if you just say something like catching up on what I've been doing, apparently you have to put things like, hey, what have I been doing this week or something, to clickbait people into watching you. And if you don't do that, then, people, there's only so many times you can say, hey, look at what I've been doing or whatever. And they have these, like, YouTube picks my, what do you call them? Pictures, profile pictures or something. And they always seem to pick me going, but some people have these like, you know, before they start their videos, what do they call them? Thumbnail, that's what they call them. I don't have any thumbnails, yeah. Or some people have these really brilliant screens with like balls of wool on them, or they have little tunes that play before they start. I can't do any of that. I can't even edit, you know. Or they have like words underneath or flashbang mollops and stuff. I can't even edit 2 videos together. I'm absolutely hopeless. Yeah, but you've got to, if you want to be like a high earner, which obviously I will never be, but you have to do all this like clickbait stuff, whatever they call it. You have to do certain content, and they say you've got to use certain words into what they call it. You have to have these certain words, don't you? That I don't know what they call them, a certain thing, don't they? It's like when you were, well, when I was at school, it didn't happen. But now, you know, if you're sending in a thesis or something at university, you've got to include certain buzzwords, haven't you, and things or whatever. And you've got to have these, you know, otherwise it, you know, it doesn't read right or some other, whatever. I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't born then because I'd never get anything. I mean, when I had education, you just wrote things down normally, you know. People weren't looking for clickbait things or whatever. Yeah, I hate the ones that go on for hours, don't they? Some of them, Lydia, you know, and they show the same bit over and over again. And you think, oh, I've seen all that before. You know, they show a flash photograph here, a flash photograph there, and the tune goes on and on and on. And you're like, hurry up, you know. But when you watch the videos on a regular basis, you tend to think, oh, God, I'm skipping over this bit. I can't be doing with it, you know. Can't be doing with it every time. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of music. I don't mind a screenshot or something. But I don't like it when it's like animated and music and stuff and it's the same one in front of every video they make. Yeah, I pass them by. I don't watch the long intros anymore. And I tell you what, I never watch when it says, this video is sponsored by Such a Body's makeup. And I think, straight past that bit. Yeah, I don't watch it, even watch it. You know, it's sponsored by Skillshare or it's sponsored by some eyeliner or eyelash. I've straight past that bit. I think I'm watching it for the crochet, the knitted, the whatever. I'm not watching it to, you know, watch somebody sponsored by the flooring. I've got this flooring, I've got this wallpaper, I've got this whatever. Nah, I skip past all that. I don't watch it, any of it. So they lose me for a start off because I don't watch it. I don't know whether you do or not, but I certainly don't. As soon as they say this is sponsored by, I think, no. Straight past. I'm the missing link, the one that doesn't watch the video. And I certainly don't click on any videos. I don't know how they choose. I get wool wearers all the time. And the non-skippable ones get me down because they're always the same one. So you're watching this non-skippable one over and over and over again. And you just want to throw something at the screen, thinking if you're going to give me non-skippable videos, at least give me a choice. I don't want the same one over and over and over again. When you've watched it about 25, 30 times, you really at the screen. Instead of making you want to buy it, it makes you the other way. You know, I wouldn't want to buy it, you know, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole because I'm sick of it now. Because some of the ads are downright, oh, stupid. You know, they're not even appropriate to you, are they? Yeah. Yeah, I can't be coping with that sponsored stuff. This video is sponsored by, and some of them are saying, this is beautiful, this is, and you think, you're only saying that because they've given it you for free. You know, if you had to buy it, you wouldn't be saying, this is wonderful, marvellous, fantastical. But just because somebody sent it you for free, you know, you have to sort of say it's wonderful, marvellous, and fantastical. I'd rather buy something myself and tell you honestly whether I like it or I don't, yeah. It's like me when I buy a crochet magazine. I don't get any of them for free. And even when I used to do the ice yarn videos and that, I bought it all. Nobody ever sent me ice yarn for free, you know. So it was a dead, complete, honest, I like it or I don't like it, you know. Same with the magazines. I either like them, something in the magazine, or I don't. But I say it because I don't get free crochet hooks, free magazines, free yarn, free anything. I'm not begging for it. I just don't get it, you know. Probably because I would be too honest. I mean, I did do a little video when I bought, not had it sponsored. I bought some stuff from the Chinese, you know, the tea. And then they started asking me, would I endorse it? Would I do this? And I'm like, no, because half of what I bought went in the bin, you know. Half of it had a use, but I would have paid the same price for it on Amazon. And the other half was so rubbish. I mean, I bought these nail files. First time I used them, well, all the gritty stuff wore off. There's no grit left to file your nail. There's none left on it. Look, it's all gone. All the gritty stuff that you would have filed your nail with went the first time I ever used it. I thought, well, that teaches you to buy them cheap, doesn't it? You bought a pair of scissors that kind of bent when you were using them. No. And I bought one ball of wool just to see what it was like. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. So, no, I will not be. I've had about 3 or 4 emails from them. Will you endorse it? Will you this? We will send you this. We will send you that. No. Do you want to join in and be one of our content members? No, I don't. When people send me things on Facebook, help me to get this, help me to get that, join me in this, and I just delete them all. Yeah. Oh no, I've never bought anything like that. I only bought some bits and I bought a ball of wool that was a load of rubbish. I bought those nail files that were a load of rubbish. I bought a makeup thing. Denise Deer bought the same thing. And even when you zip it up, if you move like that, your lipsticks and everything fall out the side because it's not sewn up at the side. There's big holes. You know, you couldn't carry it anywhere. You'd be losing half your makeup through the holes in the bottom of it, at the side, sorry. I thought, yeah, right. Denise might like it, but I didn't. And she's going, oh, it's holding all my makeup. And so I think she's got her notions in one of them or something. They fall out the sides. It's not sewn, you know, where the pockets are at the sides. When you zip it right over like that, there's still holes at either side where things fall out of. I thought, no. I bought a dress. It looked really nice. Oh, you never seen anything like it when it came to this. It was like an old rag. It was dreadful. It didn't fit anywhere. It pulled all in the wrong spots. It was meant for somebody with a completely flat chest. And I've not got big boobs, but it just didn't fit anywhere. I put it straight on eBay and sold it for about £4, I think. So some poor soul bought it. So every time anybody does these hauls, I think, oh God, what a load of rubbish. You're so easy pleased. Just pay an extra £1 and get it off Amazon or something. At least you know if it's faulty or whatever, you can send it back. There's a lot to be said for Amazon. You can't exactly send things back to China or somewhere, can you? No, I've never, apart from that dress I bought. When my first order, I bought the makeup bag, which was a lot of rubbish. The nail files, which just the grit wore off from the first time I filed my nails. That dress, which was, I couldn't even wear it. I tried it on, it just didn't fit anywhere. It was supposed to be my size, and it was miles too big everywhere else. except across the bust. It was like being in a tourniquet around my bust. Something else. Oh, I bought a ball of wool. That was a lot of rubbish. And something else. I can't remember what else I bought, but I thought, no, ain't buying another order from them. No more. I'm not having my money again. Not having it at all. Yeah, some people do haul after haul after haul. All I can think of is they're being sponsored and they're getting it all for free just because they're making these videos saying how wonderbar everything is. It didn't tempt me. Even the temptation of having 50 quid worth of free goods did not tempt me at all, because I couldn't, in all honesty, make a video saying how wonderful everything was. Oh dear, they wouldn't have liked me. I'd have been going, wow, what a rubbish. Look, it's getting near to the witching hour now. I do hope I get some sleep. I do fall asleep, it's just I can't stay asleep. I think it's the old thing, isn't it? You get what you paid for. If it's cheap as chips, it probably is cheap as chips, and it's probably ugly and nasty. I think my son's bought different things from there, and he's thrown them all away. None of them have ever been, what they cracked up to be. They haven't worked, they haven't worked, they haven't fitted. He probably bought more electrical stuff or cables and things like that, and he's chucked them all away. He said they don't work. I remember buying something off Wish once many years ago. It wasn't anything like the picture when it arrived, and it was miles too small. I don't mean a little bit too small where you've misjudged the size. I mean it was a lot too small. I think, in fact, I gave it to a friend's daughter who was about a size 8, and I'd ordered at the time about a size 18 or a 20. When it come, it was that tiny. I gave it to her, size 8 she was. My friend buys things for the kitchen and she says, oh, it's wonderful, it's marvellous, it's this, but everything I've bought's been a load of rubbish. Maybe I choose the wrong things, I don't know. But I wouldn't order any yarn from them. I mean, they're not that cheap. For what they are, you can get just the same kind of price if you look around for bargains. They're not any cheaper than a lot of the bargain online sales. Plus the fact, if you buy them through a reputable company, if there is a problem, you've got somebody to call and say, it's not right, it's not this, it's not that. I wouldn't like to even try to send anything back to China. No. Yeah, another 10 minutes and I'll be going to bed. My eyes are drooping. Put my heating pads in the microwave to warm them up so I won't be chilly. I haven't even won a lucky dip tonight. Nobody's looking out for me. No, the last video is me saying you have gone live on your channel. Please provide feedback for your eBay items. Yeah, no, nothing. I've not been given, you have got a lucky dip today. Keep winning lucky dips, but my lucky dips never win anything. So they're not lucky. I should say you've got a dip. Calling it a lucky dip is not the same if your luck's never in. Yeah. Unlucky dip. Yeah. We will tempt you by telling you have a lucky dip, but you won't win anything. My lucky dips are the same as my premium ones. I even went online and actually put all my numbers in to see if I'd won ages ago and not known. And I mean, I've changed my address, I've done everything I'm supposed to. But no, not a sausage. I think you have to have big blocks of numbers, don't you, to be able to win. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. I need a lucky dip. I'll probably win £10 at most. I occasionally win £5 or £10, occasionally. But I never win anything bigger than that. And it says, you have got a prize. And you think, oh, don't get excited. So it says, log into your account to see what you have won. You have won £4.75. You have won a tenner. Oh, thank you. Whoopee. Right, the chances of you winning the jackpot are like 500 million to 1, aren't they, or something daft? I'd like to know what the chances of winning the premium bonds are. Is it 500, 100 million to 1 on there? Because I never freaking win. Be off on a world cruise somewhere. Go and live on board somewhere, travelling the world on a ship. Some people do that, don't they? If they're rich enough to be able to do it. They just go from one ship to another, travelling around. See the world. Oh, my eyes are going now. You can always tell when I get tired. I look at myself and I think, oh, your eyes are going. When you have to do that to keep them awake. What would I do with $1 million? Oh, gosh, definitely go on a cruise. That'd be my first thought. Go on a really nice holiday. Then sit and think what I'd do with the rest. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't like to do coach tours so much. I can't sit, with my knee and hip problems and my back problems. I can't sit in a confined, if you were rich enough to fly like business class where you can stretch your legs out like they have in these Arab Emirates planes or something. But most times when you go on these budget flights, you've got, the last time I went on one, I only went to Ski Athos, but my knees were nearly up round my neck somewhere. Oh, good night, Esther. I'll be going myself very soon, dear. Yeah, when you go on a budget flight, you got your knees up here somewhere, haven't you? I can't cope with that because I can't walk when I get off them. I have to keep stretching my legs out. There's no room to stretch your legs out on them flights. They don't cater for anybody who's got any issues. Oh, I couldn't be doing that, lady. Everybody back on the bus. Do you remember that? Was it, what do you call? It might have the eyes that went, not Monty Python. Oh. He had eyes that went out. Marty Feldman. He did a joke about that one time. He used to have a show. That was the same. Everybody back on the bus. Everybody back on the bus, They'd stop somewhere and they'd be saying, here, there, everywhere. Oh, everybody back on the bus. My mum and dad went on one time. My dad said, God, he never unpacked. He said, we lived off the top layer of the suitcase. He said, we never got unpacked. He said, you didn't have time. He said, you stopped, had your dinner, went to bed, got up, and you're back on the bus again. He said, you barely had time for any breakfast. He said, never again, never again. I think they went round the continent. I think, it was like 27 countries in a week, something like that. And they kept stopping at the most inappropriate places, like where people were selling things, you know. They didn't take you anywhere. They took you to these places where they were making pottery and stuff like that, just so they wanted you to buy stuff. They're probably getting kickbacks, weren't they, from these places? I remember we went on one once in Tenerife, and they stopped at this fur place where they were selling fur coats and everything. And we were all sat there watching these fur coats waltzing up and down. And I'm like, God, we're poor people who just about managed to afford to come on holiday. We definitely didn't want to go and watch a fur catwalk. Can we interest you in this? You know, we will export them for you to I thought you can export. And then we went to another one time, and it was selling all these Turkish rugs and that were fantastic amounts of money. Oh, they're all hand woven and they're all this. I thought, you know, no, I'm on my holidays. I don't want to buy a rug. I don't want to buy a fur coat, no. And those timeshare, do you remember when they used to pester the life out of you on a timeshare? They'd be stopping you on the street trying to sell you a timeshare property. Oh. Yeah, £25 for a tea towel. Yeah, I know, Yolanda, yeah. No. When we went to Greece, it was all like something with an eye on it, you know, like the eyes, because they're all blue and stuff. Yeah, it's not so bad if they, but when they stop at places that you know are aimed at making you buy stuff, you know, clothes places and fur shops and pottery is another one. They stop at all these pottery shops, don't they? Yeah, you know, if I'm going on a tour, I want to see the place. I don't want to watch somebody or a whiskey distillery or a wine making place. You don't want. I want to go and look at the scenery. I want to go and look at something nice. I don't mind you stopping at a cafe where I can get something to eat and drink, but I don't want you stopping where they're making ornamental plant pots or something. I don't want to know. But they're obviously getting kickbacks, aren't they? You know, from these people saying, oh, if you stop at our place, we'll give you so many pounds or something. If you stop with your coach here, and maybe somebody will buy something. Yeah. I mean, when I went to Skiathos there, she was there saying, there's this tour, there's that tour. I said, no, I'm not going on any tours. I said, I'm here to go to a wedding. I'm not here to come on a tour. So she was quite upset with us because we said, no, we're not here to go on any tours. Well, it's the first time my phone's made a noise. It usually rings all the time, doesn't it? What does it say? Happy to Hook Creations. Whatever that is. What's she got to say? What's her thing?
Oh my god. June's birthday. Need an amazing gift, but don't know what.
Oh, wait.
Hey guys.
How much I crocheted yesterday, I don't want to know, thanks, love. MJ's Off the Hook Designs, a summer crochet cardigan, lacy pine. UK Medic, the Magic Fountain. T. Doddles catching up on crochet. The Mirror, Britain's Got Talent, Friends, whatever that is. And Lizzie's reacted to my message. Hi, Lizzie. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed now. I am. It's 4 minutes off the witching hour. So by the time I've said goodbye to everybody and turned off, it will be midnight. Midnight is my cut-off time before my eyes go and shut altogether. By the time I've taken my eye makeup off, got myself ready to bed, it'll be midnight or past that, yeah. Yeah, I like people watching. I love sitting in a cafe in the nice weather, which we don't get much of. and people watch. That's why I like watching the YouTube videos about the fashion in Milan, because it's like people walking past. I love watching what they're wearing. They focus on the shoes, they focus on the handbags, they focus on what they're wearing, and the little dogs going past and that. I'm in my element watching that. I love it. You can't sit and people watch here. Righty-ho, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to bed now. And I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will see you all next week. I cannot promise you any videos in the week because I said I can't work my camera. So the camera has been kaputted for 2 weeks. I was going to make a video last week, if you remember. I said I was, and then I couldn't get the camera to work. Sent for a new lead for it, and it still won't work. So I'm hopeful that I will get some advice off my friend Son, and maybe I can get my camera to work. Because I don't want to do live videos. I don't mind doing one on Saturday night, but I don't want to do one midweek when I'm trying to tell you something and people are going, hello, 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 hello. And, I just want to do a monologue. Yeah. A bit like Sheila does, like, I just want to talk to you. I don't want everybody talking back to me. So, yeah, I know I'm being selfish. I know I am. But I can't do a live every time I do a video. I cannot do a live. I just want to do a video or 2 videos or whatever. Yeah. But I can't at the minute because my camera's kaputted. Right, I'm going to go now. So bye, everybody, and keep your fingers crossed that I either win the lottery, in which case I won't be here next week. I'll be off on a cruise. Or I get this camera to work. So bye for now. Bye, everybody. Bye now.